welcome back to another week of Y Team Stories. We're very excited to have you back. I have been excited for this interview for the last few weeks, and I'm so thankful that not only I, but the rest of you get to know this young man a little bit more. So I'm going to introduce you to the incredible Wal. In my mind, it's like those sound effects, or it's like,
Yeah.
Wal, do you want to give a little bit of an intro to who you are, how you got involved with Wiley?
Hey guys, so my name is Wal. I am an African Australian man from Melbourne. I'm 19 years old and I got involved with Wiley back in 2019 when I went as a school captain. So originally my whole leadership journey started when I put my hand up to volunteer to be part of a program run by the North Melbourne Football Club. So they ran a program based around job skills and skills around basketball as well. So like there was an active side and a sort of career side to the program. And I was selected a few weeks into the program to be the face of it. So I was put into Star Weekly and I was shared around the community, sort of like advertising the program for future generations and stuff like that. And Victoria Police ended up seeing my face in the newspaper and they contacted me about becoming a youth leader on the Kokoda Trail. So I went with Victoria Police and about 16 other at-risk youth from around the Sunshine area, Greenbank, in 2017, and we did the Kokoda Trail together. And then through that, I got involved with more volunteering around my community. I sort of got involved with other little things as well. And then at the start of year 12 orientation, my principal noticed my volunteering within the community and he offered me to become school captain, which I accepted, of course. And I went to the Wiley Melbourne conference in 2019. And since then this year I became a mentor and I went back this year to mentor year 12s from around Victoria again. I mean, for the first time actually. And yeah, it's been a breeze since then.
Amazing. It's been so awesome having you on the team. And for those of you that haven't met you before, how would you describe yourself in 3 words?
3 words is tough. I think I would go with humorous. I love humor, you know, just being able to make people laugh, like lighten up the situation. Humble, and I would say understanding.
Yeah, that's spot on. That's exactly how I would describe you. Now, question number 1. If you were a tour guide in your hometown for a day, where would you take us and what would we do?
Probably go to Riverdene Historical Park. That's it has a lot of, I'm not entirely sure what it is. I think it's some war memorial stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but it's a really good park. It's like basically our state park here. There's there's a lot of bushland and there's open fields. Like there's a dog play area as well, and then also connects to a little play park for kids. So I feel like that's a really good place for the community to come together. So I would probably take you there. Yeah.
Amazing. Do you have a favourite restaurant or something that you go to?
Favorite restaurant? I think favorite restaurant is probably Schnitz. It's pretty basic. I know it's basic.
It's so good. Those chips.
Yeah. I really like the Caesar salad with chicken schnitzel.
Oh.
Yeah, that's my go-to every single time.
Great, cool. Awesome. All right, next question. What is a lesson that you're currently learning or processing?
Lesson I'm currently learning is to try and be more vocal with what I believe. I sort of, in the last year, stuff like that, I've sort of just stepped back a lot of times and just sort of absorbed the moment and, you know, try to understand things, but I feel like I need to be more vocal with what I'm thinking because it could also help other people solidify their thoughts as well.
That's a really good way to look at it. Now, it's been pretty hectic right now with COVID and everything that's going on in the world, but what's something that's made you laugh this week?
I think it's watching the last Airbender series on Netflix. I've gone back to rewatching that. It's been a massive laugh. Sokka is definitely my favorite character in the show. Okay. But yeah, anytime I've sort of just like been bored or been like overwhelmed, sort of just chuck that on and sort of like just chilled out and stuff.
Yeah, good call, good call. All right. If there's something that you must accomplish in the next 2 years, what is it and why?
I feel like something that I must accomplish, sort of like it's more something that you can't really accomplish, but you just progress with as much as you can throughout life, but just finding yourself. Because I feel like I identify with a lot of different things, being African in Australia, being in Australia, and like another thing that I'm not exactly ready to be public about, but I do like to cuff my jeans. Yeah, just sort of finding the person I want to be and being comfortable enough with that persona that I can have it on all the time. That's sort of one thing, because I feel like I sort of have different personas for different groups of people, and sort of it refracts my main identity. So yeah, just sort of solidifying my personality, like who I am.
That was very well said. Thank you for sharing that. All right. You know how at conference we have all those like packets of texters, and texters are like a staple item at Wiley. If you were in a packet of Wiley texters, what colour would you be and why?
I think the colour would be a sort of forest green. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like being in nature. Sort of that was sort of sparked by the Kokoda Trail, and sort of just hiking every Sunday, like around 6 a.m. We'll go to like national parks around Victoria and we'll hike for a couple of hours and then come back home around midday. So that sort of sparked it, and now I go for walks and stuff like in nature whenever I can.
Yeah.
So probably as forest green.
Love that. And I love that you didn't just say green, like you said forest green as well, because then I was like, yeah, I know the one.
Because a lot of different greens, yeah. People misunderstand that. It's a lot of different greens.
Really? All right. We're moving into our fast five. So you've just got to say whatever comes to your mind straight away, okay?
Yep.
Favourite food?
Pizza.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Favourite destination?
Favourite destination? California.
Have you been there before?
Not yet.
On the list. All right. Favourite band or artist?
Band or artist? Ooh. There's a lot of people I keep coming back to and different bands and stuff, but favourite is probably Tyler, the Creator.
Good one. Do you have like a top three?
A top three song or?
Oh, or just in general artist bands?
Tyler, the Creator, Travis Scott, and probably Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Classic. Yeah, what a diverse mix. I like it. All right, favourite movie?
Favourite movie, Interstellar.
Good one. And favourite colour?
Favourite colour is green. Yeah.
We love green. Amazing. Cool. I just thought it'd be a cool opportunity to continue getting to know you a little bit more. And as I said, you have such valuable insight and you're such a valued member of our Y team down in Melbourne, and yeah, I want to make sure the rest of our Y team community gets to know you a little bit more. So on the Kokoda track, that's something that I was meant to be doing in like 2 weeks and it's been put off, but what would be some of your major like takeaways when you went away, you came back to Australia from doing it? What was something that kind of really hit you about it, or you learned along the way, or yeah, just some of those takeaways you got from it?
I think a big one really is just like the magnitude that the Australian soldiers had to go through in World War II up in Kokoda. Because when we were up there, you know, we were just carrying our clothing and food, like our orders, they carried our tents and stuff, but it was still like a major struggle. And back in World War II, they were fresh 18-year-olds, you know, barely having any training, and they went up there and they fought for us. So sort of just like acknowledging like the hard work that they've done to make Australia what it is today, you know, and like being able to have freedom here in Australia. Yeah.
Good one. And I love what you were saying about like solidifying that personality, and I feel like that's something that so many people go through, especially when you are straight out of school. What do you think would be a piece of advice or a message that you wanted to pass on of either people your age or whether they're in year 12 or something like that, but what do you think our generation needs to hear?
if you have the choice to take the opportunity, don't be afraid to take it.
That was good. What is an opportunity that you've taken that you were maybe scared of, but you just went for it?
Probably the Kokoda Trail, because when I first heard about it, I wasn't sure. I researched a bit and I saw it was about like almost 100 kilometers of hiking. I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that. Yeah, but the Victoria Police member who recruited me, they just kept, like being, they kept pushing, be like, oh, you can do it. You just have to put your mind to it. And then I eventually agreed, and we just kept training, and then we went. Yeah.
Crazy.
Now look where we are.
Here we are. And in terms of those like challenges, whether it was on the Kokoda Trek or whether it's challenges that you face like at school or in your community or things like that, what would you say is like a way that you overcome those challenges?
The way I sort of see it is this uncomfortableness is only temporary. If you keep going through, you keep pushing, you'll eventually get to a point where you're comfortable and you know where you are and you can set your sight on the next thing.
I literally could listen to you speak all day. Yeah, I just think there's so much insight, and you're out of school this year, and yeah, you have so much wisdom to offer. You're in your first year of studying criminology and psychology. What made you want to go into that as a degree?
Tie it back to Kokoda Trail, the Victoria Police members I met there were amazing, and they sort of sparked wanting me to be involved in my community, and so that sort of looks into Victoria Police. So I've been looking into getting into Victoria Police, and criminology and psychology is sort of like just learning what I can before I take that big step. So that's the main reason I got into it. Yeah, just learning what I can before I get into Victoria Police.
Totally, that's awesome. Well, that is all the questions from me. Thank you so much again for joining us. Really appreciate having you, and I'm sure the rest of the Y team will really enjoy getting to know you as well.
It's my pleasure.
Amazing. Bye everyone, we'll catch you next week for another edition of our Y Team Stories.